Jesus, good morning. All right, so I'm going to do an all signs reading today, and then I'm going to jump on my new channel where we are going to read Goosebumps, Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes, because, I noticed my 12-year-old, he watches my channel sometimes, and I was like, okay, I gotta put out something that my kids can appreciate. So, it's kind of, it's for them, but it's for everyone, at the same time. So yeah, I'll link all that to this channel and stuff. So y'all can get in on story time if you want. Your kids can. I'll try to watch my mouth, whatever. I don't believe in censorship, but I'll try, okay? But yeah, anyway, so let's get on this reading. See how everyone is doing today. I feel like, there's a pretty positive energy that I'm picking up. You know what? I know what the positive energy could be. I know what it could be. Come here, Charlie. Come here, Charlie. Come on. Ruff. Oh, it's my little puppy. Come here, Charlie. Come here. I want to show you off. Can I show you off? Come here, Rump Roast. Oh, look at my little Rump Roast. Isn't he so cute? This is Charlie Rump Roast Funes. And he is pretty great. Aw. I had to beg my mom for him. My mom was trying to sell him, and I was like, give me that dog. I didn't think I'd be 31 begging my mom for a dog, but, sometimes I'd be like that. But yeah. Anyway, so, back to you guys. Let's see what your energy is like. See how y'all are doing. Oh, I just remembered the last time I did a reading, it worked out really well putting the collie cards at the end. So I'm actually going to start with my Martian deck. I'm trying things. Alright, so Charlie's just frolicking around. It's adorable. Alright. So, what is the current energy for the collective today? Ah, Charlie! Don't attack my feet. He wants to fight. I'll whoop that ass. No, I'm kidding. Alright, so mantis beings, enigma, elusive, and sensitive. Right off the bat, how I would relate to this energy is that, like, sometimes your sensitivity causes you to run from situations, right? Kind of like a fear of vulnerability, or whatever could cause you to run from romantic connections, or a fear of responsibility could cause you to run from jobs, or certain things. But it's like this energy of running from things because you're sensitive to it. Almost like trying to not get hurt energy, right? Good luck with that. I learned that usually the harder I try not to get hurt, the more hurt I get. Instead, you should not seek what you don't want, or don't draw attention to what you don't want. You draw attention to what you do want, right? If you don't want to get hurt, focus on what doesn't hurt, what doesn't hurt in your life, and, incorporate more of that in your life. At least that's my method. You know, I'm like, if it hurts, let it go. Goodbye. Hurt my feelings once, shame on you, goodbye. That's kind of my life. But you know, I'm an Aquarius, so we can't all be on that level. Earth. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Bro, I feel that alien energy. That feeling of like, nothing fucking makes sense here. I just want to exist in a world where shit makes sense, right? I feel that. That ain't this planet. That's Neptune. And we far from there. What are you dropping? You're breaking things? Hold up. He's trying to break things. A little wild guy. What you doing? Alright. Gotta keep the cords away from him. Apparently he's part kitty. Alright, so, where was I? Learning how to be human in the world, not of it. I'm gonna go with my most abstract deck for this. Whew. All right. Some energy right off the bat. Holy shit. Okay. Hold up. Let me sort all this out right quick. Okay. We have 3 of Wands, right? This is breaking patterns, right? This is deciding, right? She's like, you know what? I'm not going to let the rest of these dominoes fall, right? Understanding the pattern, understanding how things are taking place. And she's kind of like, hell nah, you know? What I'm also depicting from this is the 3 of Wands is typically walking away from like third-party situations. If you're finding patterns in that, like say you've been cheated on before, right? And then you start noticing like those patterns, right? The vagueness, the excuses, the blaming, the gaslighting, there's always these signs that happen, and I feel like you kind of pick up on that, like the unfaithful energy, long before it even turns into a physical level of unfaithfulness, right? I often say the hardest level of, or the most intense level of cheating is emotional cheating, right? Because that's like where your body is not doing the act, but your soul fucking is. Your soul is in that, and I feel like even if you pick up on energy like that, I see you walking away because you're noticing patterns, right? You're like, this shit don't work. 8 of Wands in reverse, this shit don't work, right? Breaking patterns. See that? See that pattern just going on the similar path, just one step, or, the same step, but it's, still just kind of leading down that same path, That's in reverse. And that's telling me that that's because this situation doesn't work. You don't want to collaborate with this individual or these individuals. With the 10 of Wands or 10 of Inspiration in reverse, also pattern breaking. Look, see the patterns? See how that's going? Do you notice a trend here, right? Let's just pay attention. Do you notice a trend? Oh wait, this was in reverse, sorry. We break in patterns, okay? That's like the heaviest energy in your reading right now is breaking karmic cycles, right? Which means paying karmic debts, which means a lot of connections could fall apart, right? Friendships, family ships, relationships. Take it as it resonates. The Emperor, this is pulling you into your highest power, into your, because I believe we are all our own highest power. I do believe in like the source and all of that. I also believe that everything that exists is God. There's nothing that exists that isn't God, So in that aspect, you are your own highest power. You let the divine speak through and for you on a whole other level, This is you kind of taking life by the balls and being like, this is my life. How about that? And really, being a leader in your own right. The Emperor is usually, I would say, probably like somebody who is in a higher position in their work. Like you'd probably be in management or something because you do have such strong leadership qualities. If you're not in management or a business owner, I would look into it because it looks like you have the strong qualities of somebody who would be great at that. Being your own boss, you'd be great at that. Three of materials in reverse is kind of letting go of situations. Okay, so three of materials in the upright is like a connection made through money in some way, like a friendship through money, like coworkers, roommates, that kind of shit, right? With the three of materials in reverse, this means that you could be dropping somebody who is a coworker or a roommate or, a connection like that was made in that way. So, I kind of want to clarify the three of materials in reverse. What is this connection to you that you're letting go of? What is this pattern that you're breaking? Okay, so what I'm seeing here, we have the Hanged Muse. You're letting go of things that hold you up, things that hang you up, right? When you get hung up on somebody or something, that is being removed. The thing that stops you from progression, the thing that stops you in your tracks. That's what you're letting go of. But the Five of Materials in reverse, it's like there may have been like doubts or whatever surrounding leaving this, feeling left out in the cold. But actually the opposite will come true should you walk away from this connection and break these cycles. It's like you will manifest more abundance in your life because these connections are kind of blessing blockers. They kind of, take your blessings. That's the nature of the karmic relationship because you're paying a debt. So you pay with your blessings, right? And that shit sucks. But once it's paid, and don't go back, don't go back and get more debt, That's why, don't take back your exes. I know it's harsh. Some people are like, everyone deserves a chance, da-da-da. Here's how I see it. They're either it or they're not, and you'll know it. You'll know it within the first chance. So Ace of Wands in reverse, you're letting go of something that you perhaps once looked at as a passionate new beginning. With the Star in reverse, it's like you don't see hope in this. Also, Aquarius energy, right? And we've got Aries on the board also. A lot of Aries, actually. A lot of Wands. But with the Star in reverse, it's like this energy of having no hope or feeling no, like, you're not, Like, you don't have hope for that situation, and that's why you're letting it go, right? You don't see much coming out of that. Knight of Materials, it's like you were coming in with an offer, or you were coming in to offer a lot. And it's like you stopped in your tracks and you like you pumped those brakes. That's what I'm seeing. You pumped the fucking brakes. You put an end to it before it could really begin. With that Ace of Wands in reverse, that's what I'm seeing. It's like you put an end to it before it could even begin. You noticed the patterns very quickly. You were like, hell no, dog. Goodbye. And then with that Scorpio energy, I love Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy is the energy of, it's that, you know, how do I even put this? It's almost like the Scorpio is who you go to when you need somebody to help heal you, right? Typically, from my experience with Scorpios are incredible healers of the soul, right? They're very understanding. They let you vent. They let you talk. They don't really judge, at least not to your face. They'll judge you later, probably, you know, but like Scorpios are really attentive in that way. And so with this coming up, I don't know why. I don't typically, you know, go too deep into the astrology aspect, but if a Scorpio does pop up in your life, I almost feel like trust that this energy is there to be healing. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. It's just, you know, this Scorpio could be disguised as a fucking pet. Who knows, you know? But I do feel that healing energy that comes with the Death card, right? The Death card is like the end to what was, you know, hurting you. And it's like ego death, right? It's the Queen of Wands. I see you here really living your truth and standing up for what is true for you. You know, even if that doesn't make sense to others, it doesn't need to. You know, it's not their life that you're living, you know? So I feel this energy of not really seeking the approval of others for this. And I appreciate that. I think nobody should ever seek approval for shit, because everybody else on the planet is shit. So who the fuck are they to need to approve of what you do, right? Fuck that. Fuck that. Let them be whoever the fuck they're gonna be, and you be whoever the fuck you're gonna be. You don't need anybody's approval. And if they think that you need their approval, they can fuck all the way off, right? And I mean that from the bottom of my soul. Right? They can fuck all the way off. You don't need anybody's approval, ever. 10 of Materials, 10 of Pentacles. This action of leaving things that don't serve you, it's going to bring a lot of blessings, like we already said. It's going to bring in that everything's coming full circle here. You see? Coming full circle. See that? They're harvesting here. Harvesting the abundance that they were working on all season, right? You know, they had to pull the weeds. They had to do all the things. It kind of reminds me of this H.P. Lovecraft poem that I love. It's called The Garden. He talks about how his heart is a garden, you know? And to me, whenever I go out in my garden and I see weeds in my garden, it's almost metaphorical, you know? And it's like, I gotta pull the weeds out of my own heart sometimes, you know? Sometimes we gotta do that. You gotta pull the weeds out of your own fucking heart so that you can get here to that bountiful harvest. You gotta make sure that the pests stay out, right? Because if the bugs come and they start eating up your crops before, you know, you can, like, you know, it's not gonna be so good. So you have to keep the pests out. You have to keep the weeds out. You have to actually work, right? That's actual work to attain this. And I see you doing that. Especially with that Queen of Wands, you're very motivated towards that. And this sun is a fucking halo, dude. That's your halo. That song by Beyonce just came to my mind. I can see your halo. Yeah, dude. It's like being a living embodiment of how you perceive perfection, right? That's kind of beautiful. Because a lot of people are like, you can't be perfect, you can't be perfect, you can't be perfect. And I beg to fucking differ, actually. I beg to differ. Otherwise, we wouldn't have stories of Jesuses and Gandhis and you know, whatever. We wouldn't have the prophets if it wasn't possible, right? And the problem is one man's perfect is another man's flawed. One man's heaven is another man's hell, right? So, with that in mind, your perception of perfection doesn't have to be anybody else's perception of perfection. If you are perfect to yourself, that's what matters. That's being authentic and true to yourself. If you are the best version of yourself ever, always, you're always showing up as the best version of yourself. And when you falter, you're forgiving to yourself and you're like, you know what, okay, I fucked up. That's part of existing. Time to move on and get on with my life. I'm not going to sit here and dwell and feel like whatever about it. I don't owe that. Or, I owe it to myself to not do that anymore, right? That's kind of the mindset I'm seeing here in this reading. Eight of Materials. This is something that does work for you, right? This is diving into your aspirations. This is diving into your ambitions, really making that work for you. So I'm going to consult with the oracles now. I see this as a very fucking powerful card that just came out. The Queen of Hearts. If you notice, she cuts the snake off before it gets to her heart. Before it devours her heart, right? Queen of Hearts, protector of her own heart, right? Guardian of her own heart. So, she's cutting that fucking snake off before it can devour her. That's what's happening in this imagery here. And that's what's happening in this reading here. Three of Wands was the first fucking card that came out. And Three of Wands is third party shit. That's unfaithful ass shit. Right? That's like disloyalty in some aspect. It's like, even if it's disloyalty in the level of triangulation. Where like, emotional cheating on your partner with other people. Putting them in a mindset that only your partner should be in. That could be part of it if they haven't actually done the physical act, which I don't know. With that Three of Wands, it feels like they probably did. But it's neither here nor there because you're putting an end to this anyway. This is the obstacle. You don't want to keep going. This is not the passionate beginning you wanted. This isn't it. This isn't your wish fulfillment. This is a karmic lesson to get to your wish fulfillment. You have to have the worst case scenario to have the best case scenario. And the reason that I say that is because that is literally the ebb and flow of the universe, the balance, right? For every action, there's an equal opposite reaction. You have to have the worst, then you get the best. Or vice versa. You get the best, and then you get the worst. However your karma deal is handed to you. But I feel like in your personal case, you had the worst to get the best, That's how I personally see this. So let's call on Kali. And I think of goddesses like Kali and Isis. And even women who I would classify as goddesses who weren't technically goddesses. They're just historic figures. I would say like Queen Hatshepsut and shit. Like it's sometimes there's just these beings on this planet that are just surreal, so connected to the goddess, so connected to the gods, and whether you're male, female, whatever, those being that connected to the goddess and the gods and stuff is what really keeps everything into perspective for you, because it's like having an aerial view of what's going on in your life and being able to have foresight about what's coming towards you, and I feel like it's your connection to the divine that actually pulled you out of this situation, right? The first card out in the oracle was the enigma card, right? The elusive. Like, you're sensitive, so you run. When you notice, when you feel, you're energetically sensitive. And when you feel the energy shift, you're like, oh, it be like that sometimes. Goodbye, Yeah, dude, it be like that sometimes. So, call it Dara. When hope is lost and a way forward cannot be sensed, Kali's love will find a way. If the path does not yet exist, then it shall be created. If you cannot see or feel how you can move from where you are to where you want to be, Kali's wisdom and grace will manifest the perfect time to provide what is needed. Krishna. Oh wait, wrong side. You can have what you need and desire, but you must be prepared to enter into the sacred fire to make the appropriate offering. Words. Shift from focusing on what isn't working to handing over all concerns as a prayer offering to the divine. All can then be restored or resolved and shall manifest according to loving and generous grace. I really like that. Like I said, I feel this goddess protection over you, and I feel this energy of like you're kind of one of those people that kind of gets deified in life a bit because you choose a higher path. Ow, Charlie, that was my toe. Jeez, get over here, you cute little rumpus. Biting my toes off. I don't wear shoes next time. But yeah, dude, it's like basically, what was I saying? This cute little doggy distracted me. What was I saying? Here, look at the cards. What do you see? Sometimes your companions, ones that really have what you need in life, aren't even human. Sometimes you can have like somebody, because I noticed that. I was like, sometimes I just want somebody to hang out with. Sometimes I just want somebody who can feel my moods and chill and stuff. And so I found my little Charlie, and I feel like, that's just important. Even if it's a little puppy or something, do something that feels good, right? Make connections that feel good and right to you. And anytime you feel like these connections are faltering, you absolutely should run, And I know, like, we live in a society where everyone's like, oh, you should fight to fix it, you should do all this. But you know what? Why should anything be forced, right? Why should anything be forced? If you're in alignment with something, it should work really well. Nothing should ever have to be forced. There should be no manipulation, no controlling in this situation. Just it flows organically. And if it doesn't, sayonara, You have to be that cutthroat sometimes. Otherwise, you're just going to keep getting shit in life, And that's just how it be like. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. I'm gonna go start reading the Goosebumps. In case I forget to, the the channel is called Cool Story Bro, and you'll find this title on the video if you can't find it by my channel name alone. In case you guys want to check it out, or if your kids want to hear some stories, I got that. Whatever the case is, we doing this. So I'm gonna go read some books. And I hope you guys have an excellent day. And I'm so proud of you. Like, I feel like you're just very wise. You're moving along your path the right way. I feel like intuitively you're doing it. You're just doing the work, and I think that's fucking cool. It's like I'm not here telling you what you need to do. I'm just here kind of as just to clarify that you're on the right path. You're doing the right things, like, here's your thumbs up, you're doing good from the universe, that's what this reading really was. I like that. I like when readings can be like this, where it's just confirmation for you, and it's not me sitting here like, what are you doing? So, yeah. Anyway. Namaste, I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.